Recorded Books presents Worst of Friends, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and the True Story of an American Feud, by Suzanne Tripp Jurmain, narrated by Richard Poe, and directed by Jennifer O'Donnell. Can presidents be pals? Not often. Now, it's true that Andrew Jackson thought President Martin Van Buren was absolutely tops, and George H.W. Bush called Bill Clinton a real friend. But lots of presidents didn't think very much of each other. After all, President Truman once called Richard Nixon a shifty-eyed liar. Theodore Roosevelt said President McKinley had the backbone of a chocolate eclair. And Andrew Jackson, who always had strong feelings, thought James Buchanan was such a big jerk he wanted to make him ambassador to the North Pole. Of course, some presidents just weren't very friendly types. People said that John Quincy Adams was hard as a piece of granite and cold as a lump of ice. Nobody much liked Benjamin Harrison either, possibly because he had a handshake like a wilted petunia. Some presidents had wives as best friends. And bachelor James Buchanan spent most of his time at the White House palling around with a 170-pound Newfoundland dog named Laura. But thanks to history books, we know that 2 U.S. presidents turned out to be some of the best and worst friends ever. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson were the best of friends, even though they were completely different. John was fat, and Tom was thin. Tom was tall, and John was short. Tom was rich, and John was not. John was fond of telling jokes. Tom liked to play the violin. And that was only the beginning. Excitable John could talk for 5 hours straight without stopping. Quiet Tom sometimes didn't say 3 sentences together in public. They were as different as pickles and ice cream. But that didn't matter because Tom and John were best friends. They walked together, they talked together, and, of course, they took care of each other. When Tom caught cold, John's wife, Abigail, worried about his sneezes. And when John's daughter needed new corsets, Tom ran out and bought her some. Unfortunately, he wasn't sure what size would fit. But best of all, Tom and John had the same big, wonderful ideas about America. And whenever they had the chance to work for their country, they did it together. Back in 1776, when British King
Sample complete. Ready to continue?